to my family,
Okay.
and thanks to the people I mingle with, I can consider myself as someone who is not successful, but is on the right path.
Okay.
Yeah, so as I came here 3 weeks after, I got my first job, where I earned I earned 3,500 dirhams.
Okay, that's a good start for someone who just came in.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I earned 3,500.
I'll pick up the chunks from the bins. I'll take my bag. I couldn't afford a thing.
There was a day I got stuck in Dubai. I did not have transport fare.
Oh my God.
I slept in
You slept in Union.
So without wasting time, I opened my boxes because I told you I came just with few pieces of dresses, and I start selling.
Right? Yeah. So I actually sent 3 million CF for France. Yes. And they made me a 1-month visa.
I applied a lot. If you know what 8 months look like.
I've been for 17 months, my dear, without a job. Yes, right.
So,
as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give others the permission to do the same.
Don't want to call the company's names.
No wahala.
Yeah.
So you were leaving Sharjah to Marina. That's a long ways off. That's like 1 hour 45 minutes more than.
Yes.
You can hit 2 hours, approximately 2 hours 15 minutes on the road.
Yes.
That's a lot. That's to go and to come. 2 hours 15 minutes each.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So,
after that,
the next, I worked in Dubai Hills Mall.
okay.
Dubai Hills Mall.
That's at Sukim.
Yes.
That's again like 2 hours 15 minutes to leave Sharjah there.
Yes.
Okay. So the next one.
I work in Outsource City.
That's another long journey.
Yes.
So in these jobs, you've been doing sales. What motivated you to do sales?
In the 4 first jobs, that's Jebel Ali sales, Dera sales, Marina Mall sales,
Dubai Hills.
Dubai Hills sales.
Yeah.
Outsource, that was a customer service contact center.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So that's just basically you just being behind the phones and answering calls.
Yes.
So it was not that stressful. Did you really have because with sales you have targets. With this one, did you have targets to meet?
I had targets, but even if you didn't meet, you mean the contact center, yeah?
Yes.
Yes, I had targets, but even if you didn't meet your target, it's fine. You still get your full salary.
Okay.
But
with sales,
you want to get meet your you want to make your commissions.
Yeah.
So you had to meet your targets.
Oh, okay.
You want to make more, so you needed to meet your target.
Okay, so after the contact center, which other job did you have to do?
That's where I'm working actually as a personal account manager.
Okay.
It's in Internet City.
Okay, so
that's in Media City. Sorry.
Media City.
So that same place, Media City, Internet City.
And you leave Sharjah.
Yes.
Every day. So that's approximately 2 hours to get there. All right. So in total, you've been here 7 years. In total, how many companies have you worked for?
6 companies.
So, but why the change? Why the frequent change?
Because I believe that I've always been some of the jobs, some people in the companies made some things difficult for me.
Okay.
The others, I believe that I was there because I was actually doing good, and some people saw what I was doing and they decided to recruit me for more.
Okay.
So who wouldn't want to go for more?
Oh, all right. So you came here and you got a job after 3 weeks.
Yes.
So you really did not have the struggle of going for visa change, or have you ever been for visa change?
I've been for visa change once.
Okay. What year was that?
That was in 2018 when I left my first job. I went for a visa change. That time we're still going, so you leave from here to maybe Oman, then you come back. But now they don't do that. I don't think they do that anymore.
I don't know if
but I think they changed. Okay, they stopped doing that during the COVID.
Yeah.
And after they took it back.
Yes.
Yeah, so I think they are doing it again.
Okay.
So, but after that, I've never done any visa change anymore.
So let's get to the housing part, right? So you've been in the UAE for 7 years and you stayed in Sharjah only. So how has the housing been? Because normally you always see people moving from one apartment to another. Like I usually say that before you get settled in the United Arab Emirates or in Dubai, you need to be a nomad for some time because you'll be moving from one place to another. Maybe you've not really felt it because you've been in Sharjah, but for people who are in Dubai and they are in the villas, you always see that move move because maybe the subcontractor of the villas don't pay, they were on time and so on. So how has the housing been? Have you moved from apartment to apartment? Just give us small details.
So before I get into my own personal experience, I will just speak generally. I think in Sharjah, it's way more worse than in Dubai.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's worse.
Really?
Because in Sharjah we talk about flats. We talk about flats, and in a flat, maybe if it's not under your contract, there might be someone who took the contract under his name.
Okay.
And maybe in a flat, there are maybe 2 rooms. He rents out the different rooms to different people. These people are paying rent, but he does not pay the check. You understand? You just find yourself going to work one day. They call you from home. Like municipalities here, they're asking you to take off your stuff. Like they're asking you to take your things out of a flat, and you're just like, okay, what the f? What's going on here? You have to leave work to your house. If not, they will close the flat and your stuff are in there.
Yeah, definitely.
You understand? And there are also other instances where maybe you want to take a flat under your name, but because you're African, they don't want to give you that contract.
Okay.
They don't want to give you that contract because they believe that Africans take flats and they make bed spaces. You understand? Even if you're a family person, you have a kid, you're just like, okay, I want to take a studio under my name, like my own contract, or you want to take an apartment. They don't want to give it to you. Just some buildings who are like these old buildings, they give it to Africans. So it's, I'm not saying living hell, but
it's hard.
It's very hard.
Oh, okay. All right. So how has the employment been working in the UAE? What are the challenges that you've had over time as an African working here?
Personally, I believe that I was blessed in the employment perspective. You understand? But seeing other people's situation, I feel like it's not that easy, but it's still okay. As far as you are a goal chaser, you can get there.
Okay.
And as far as you have patience, because everything is all about patience, you can maybe want something, but even God does not want it for you, and you feel like it's not working out for you, and you just give up. There is a say in Pidgin that now give up, fuck up. You understand?
Yeah.
So it's just not to give up. Like, keep on believing in whatever you want, and you'll get there.
Definitely.
Personally, I will not say everything was just like milk and honey for me.
Okay.
But I feel like I've gotten a lesson.
Okay.
I've gotten a lesson, and my lesson I got was like, you need to persevere.
Okay. So were there days that you had to sleep outside because you did not have a roof over your head or had money to pay for your space?
No.
Were there days that Were there days that you had to go without food because probably you cannot afford a meal for yourself?
Yes, it has happened to me.
Okay.
Though I wouldn't have really gone through this if I was not this kind of person who does not like to ask. You understand? But like, I was just like wanting to be a man. I just wanted to
live on your own.
Live on my own.
You do not want to live from your siblings.
Yeah.
So explain that scenario where you did not really have food to eat.
Okay, there was a time where I left my house, like my siblings, like we're living in a house, very comfortable. I'm this kind of person that I like to do my own things because sometimes my own stuffs are weird. You understand? Like, I can want to do something and just like, why is this guy doing this kind of thing? Why in the inner side of me, I know what I'm doing. I know what I want. So I had to leave to be able to find my own way. So when I left my house, I rented a room. I was living there. That time I was not working. I was just doing my photography and videography business. And unfortunately for me, I had to, like, it came to a point where I had to choose between paying my rent or I had to renew my visa. So, and it was very hard that time. So I just want to ask you the question: if you're into this situation, you have to either pay your rent or you have to renew your visa. What will you do?
Or renew my visa.
You renew your visa.
Visa is
And you
important.
sleep in the street.
Yeah, visa is important. Honestly.
Okay, so for me, I renewed my visa as well. So there, I had to look for where I'll sleep. I had to find a way to eat. So that's when I had to maybe go back to my mom. I was like, Mom, my mom was back in Cameroon because, okay, she actually comes here all the time. She knows how everything is here. So I went back to her and she was like, why don't you talk to your brothers? Your brothers are there. Why don't you talk to your brothers? I was like, no, Mom, I don't want to go to them. I don't want to, because, okay, I left the house and it was like this. Don't tell them that I asked you for this, because actually it's not always like this. But I was in that situation where I had to do both at the same time and I didn't have that money.
Okay.
So I had to go to my sister, leave the place where I was staying. She was actually like, okay, where I'm staying right now, the place is actually small. Okay, I'll just try to get a bed space for you. I'll get a bed space for you and you go stay there. That was the minimum she could do. So I stayed there for 1 month. I had to start looking for what to eat by myself. Because actually at that moment, I used all the cash I had on me to pay for my visa.
So how many days did you go without food for?
Just 1 or 2 days.
That's small now.
It was just 1 or 2 days.
You would have just taken prayers and added it to it, so you should become fasting.
See, I prayed a lot. You know, because I was like, I can't do this anymore. For someone who had been in UAE for maybe 4 years, 4 years, I've never stayed in the bed space. And where I stay, there was a Nganda there. You know, do you know about Nganda?
Yeah, Nganda.
Like you're sleeping and you're scared that maybe police can come in, or you're getting like you cannot sleep. There is noise. You've never stayed in, but you had no choice than to stay there. You understand? So I stayed there just for 1 month. And I went into deep prayers and fasting. And honestly, some people, they don't believe in God. They don't believe in God. For me, I believe, because every time I say this to people, they will not believe me. They will be like, this is a joke. See, I went into 5 days prayers and fasting, serious prayers and fasting. God spoke to me.
About?
Like, I was sleeping. I just like heard a voice. My son, don't worry. Everything is going to be okay. I swear.
Really?
I'm telling you.
I really need the God. God, where are you?
I'm telling you, this is a real life story. And the next day, I got an interview. I went for that interview. That's where I work in Marina Mall. Like, I went for the interview. I don't know what I said there, but the man told me, come and start work tomorrow. Come and start work tomorrow.
All right.
Even though I know that this is not exactly what God had for me, because I was actually good in that job. I was doing it well, but I had problems there. But it could keep me at least moving.
It could provide you at a certain point.
Exactly. Because I got to that job, I was working. I worked there on my own visa, because that time visas were doing 3 months visa change. For those 3 months, this man used my visa. He used my visa before he could actually do a residence for me. When I was working there, I was doing so good that even the manager there was fighting me. The manager was Egyptian. He was fighting me, serious fighting, because I was working on a salary base and I was also working on commission base. So once I meet my target in a day, I can go home with at least 200 dirhams. I was working for 2,500, but at the end of the month, I was like going up to 5,000, sometimes more. You understand? So I had my personal target. The the manager had a shop target. I don't know if you understand what I mean by the shop target. There are like 3 to 4 staffs in that shop.
They multiply it by every other staff
For the manager to get his daily target.
Definitely
So me, I can, if I do my sales are on my name. My sales are on my name. So I can make my target, but the manager does not make his target because the other staffs are not doing as much as I do. You understand? So he was fighting me because at the end he was like, okay, I'm the only person going home with money. He was fighting me. There was a time he was like, Brandon, don't joke with me. I can do something to you here. I'm Egyptian. And I go to prison. No one will do anything to me. I was like, really? Really?
All right.
So that day they had to even change my shop.
Oh, okay, so let's get to the living standards in the United Arab Emirates. Do you think it's expensive to live here or it's normal?
It's very expensive to live in UAE.
What do you think makes it expensive?
Housing. Everyone knows that. Housing.
Oh, okay.
It's the housing. Food-wise, dressing, and every other stuff is a little bit cheaper. But housing, it's very expensive.
Do you have friends across the globe?
Not everywhere, but I have friends in some countries, yeah.
Okay. So have you ever had a discussion with them about accommodation where they live?
Honestly, no.
All right, because you need to. Because sometimes you're thinking it's way expensive, but some other places are very expensive.
But I've heard about the taxes in other countries, but the tax in UAE, it's around 0% tax, so it's quite okay. It's quite okay. I think UAE, the only thing they have to work on is the housing.
Okay.
You understand? But apart from that, UAE very much okay.
Okay, so do you think the passport type has an important role to play in having certain jobs and salaries in the United Arab Emirates?
Oh yes, it has.
Okay, so explain.
You know, some people from different countries, they believe that they have a higher education standard than we coming from Africa. They believe that their currency is way much higher from we who are coming from Africa, and they don't actually take into consideration our skills and our experience. You understand? You know, here in UAE, you who come from Cameroon, you might not have any experience in anything, but you can come here and start earning 10,000 dirhams, 20,000 dirhams. You understand? And it's just because, okay, that job, that's the salary they are offering there. You understand? But someone who come from France or from US, because of his passport, he can earn maybe like, if me I'm earning 10,000, he'll earn 20,000 because of their currency. I think so. I don't know if I'm right, but I think so. I think that's the reason. And also because they think that the education they get there, it's way much higher than ours. Okay.
I'm not trying to debunk anything, or I'm not trying to I'm not trying to say some companies don't do that. Some companies actually do that, but some companies don't. Some companies will hire you and pay you just as per how you sell yourself, just as per the skills you're looking for. So I've always said to my African brothers, if you've seen me on TikTok live, I've always said, please try as much as possible to go for companies that have their salary slots or salary range outlined on the job post, so that you would be able to negotiate your salary to fall within that range, and you will not look at yourself like you are being paid less. But when it comes to that, I will tell you that some of my African brothers and sisters don't even know how to negotiate their salary. Whatever they put through.
Excuse me, can I cut you short?
Tell me.
I actually agree with what you're saying. I actually agree with what you're saying. In my company, they don't do that. My company is actually a European company. You understand? So they don't actually say like this person is coming from this country or is coming from that country. As far as you deliver, they are with you and they promote you. They give you the same facilities that they give to any other staff. We have offices across the globe, everywhere. And they pay everyone the same.
Definitely.
So I actually feel like what you're saying is really true. It's true. I've worked in companies where they actually discriminate
with the salary package.
With the salary package. Like in the company where I was working before, where I'm working, it's not a small company, so I don't want to call the name. I don't want to get into trouble. But there was actually a big discrimination because of the passport.
Okay. All right, because as I was saying that some of us, we don't actually negotiate our salaries. We just go whatever they give to us, but we just sign. Oh, it's 5,000. We start trying to multiply it or convert it as per our home country currency, and it's looking enormous. And then when you get now, you start working and you see your brothers and you see the other people from different races earning more in the same job title, you'll be asking yourself, oh, they cheated me. No, you did not bargain your salary. So we have to start telling our brothers and sisters that when they give you the first offer, when they give you the first offer is normally the lowest of offers they have. Never you accept the first offer.
Exactly.
Tell them that this is what you want. Be audible. We are not audible. I don't know what is happening with us. We are so afraid.
The thing is that we are so excited. We are excited to get